Japan just made a political decision that could reshape the country faster than anything in decades. In a historic election, the Liberal Democratic Party swept its way to a two-thirds supermajority in the lower house, putting extraordinary power in the hands of Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. This kind of win doesn't just decide who governs, it changes what's even possible. This video explains what just happened, what Takaichi believes, and where Japan could be headed next. The moves made from here could affect Japan's security, its freedoms, and its place in Asia for years to come. By the end, it becomes clear why this moment matters so much and why it's making people both hopeful and uneasy. Why are people calling this election a turning point? Japan isn't known for sudden political shifts. Its system is designed to move carefully, with power spread across parties, factions, and two different chambers of parliament. Big changes usually take years, sometimes decades. That's why this election result stood out. The Liberal Democratic Party didn't just win. It crossed a critical line by securing more than two-thirds of the seats in the lower house. That number matters because it unlocks powers that most governments never get to use. With a normal majority, a government can pass laws, but it still has to negotiate, compromise, and sometimes back down. With a two-thirds supermajority, the balance shifts. The ruling party can override resistance from the upper house and push legislation through even when opposition parties strongly disagree. Supporters of the government see this as a clear message from voters. They want decisive leadership in uncertain times. Critics see something else, a system with fewer breaks and less room for dissent. For better or worse, Japan just gave its leaders room to move faster than it has in a long time. So what can a government actually do with this much power? In Japan, the lower house is where real authority lives. It controls the budget, selects the prime minister, and can override the upper house when numbers are strong enough. A two-thirds majority means laws can pass with fewer concessions. It also shifts where political debates happen. Instead of arguing with opposition parties, the real arguments move inside the ruling party itself. This matters because the ideas shaping Japan's future now depend less on whether something can pass, and more on how far leaders are willing to go. And that brings the focus directly to Sanae Takaichi. The question is no longer, is change possible? It's, which changes will happen first? Who is the person now holding this level of influence? Sanae Takaichi has built a reputation as one of the most firm and confident conservatives in Japanese politics. Her speeches often center on strength, independence, and national pride. She talks about Japan becoming a normal country. In her view, that means a nation that can clearly defend itself, make its own decisions, and speak with confidence on the global stage. She has openly admired leaders like Margaret Thatcher, figures known for strong will and clear direction. Supporters see this as proof of leadership. Critics worry it signals a governing style with little patience for opposition. Takaichi is also associated with Nippon Kaigi, a conservative group that supports traditional values, a stronger defense posture, and a revised approach to modern Japanese history. At the heart of her political vision is Article 9, the part of Japan's constitution that limits the use of military force. Her ideas have been discussed for years. What's new is that she finally has the numbers to act on them. Is Japan really about to change its constitution? Japan's constitution was written after World War II and shaped by a deep commitment to pacifism. Article 9 renounces war and restricts how the country can use military force. Over time, Japan found ways to work within those limits. The self-defense forces became one of the most advanced military organizations in the world, but always under strict legal boundaries. Takaichi's government is expected to push for constitutional revision or clarification. The goal would be to clearly recognize the self-defense forces and allow them to operate with fewer legal gray areas. Supporters argue this is simply being honest about reality. Japan already faces serious security challenges, they say, and its laws should reflect that. Opponents worry about what comes next. Once the constitution changes, they argue, future leaders may push far beyond the original intent. This isn't just a legal debate. It's a question about what kind of country Japan wants to be. And why does security feel so urgent right now? Japan's neighborhood has become more tense in recent years. Military activity by China has increased. Tensions around Taiwan remain high. Missile tests in the region keep security on the front page. At the same time, Japan's closest ally, the United States, has been pushing for stronger burden sharing. The message is clear. Japan is expected to play a bigger role in regional defense. Under Takaichi, defense spending is likely to keep rising. Officials frame this as preparation, not provocation. Investments may focus on missile defense, cybersecurity, space technology, and closer cooperation with allied forces. Japan may soon stop being a quiet security partner and start being a visible one. So, what does all this mean for everyday life? Security isn't just about borders and ships, it also affects laws at home. Takaichi's government is expected to push for stronger anti-espionage measures and tighter controls over sensitive information. Supporters argue Japan has been too open in a world full of cyber threats and intelligence risks. Critics worry about how these laws might be used. They point out that vague definitions of threats can sometimes limit free speech or expand government surveillance. There is also discussion about tighter oversight of foreign residents and workers. Officials say this is about national safety, not exclusion, but concerns remain about fairness and transparency. The balance between safety and freedom may soon be tested in new ways. Is security the only challenge Japan faces? Far from it. Japan is dealing with rising prices, an aging population, and growing pressure on pensions and healthcare systems. These are slow-moving problems, but they shape everyday life. Takaichi's administration is expected to push reforms aimed at long-term stability. That could include changes to Social Security and policies meant to strengthen regional economies. One idea gaining attention is moving some government functions out of Tokyo. A backup capital could help with disaster readiness and spread economic activity more evenly across the country. These changes may seem technical, but they could quietly reshape how Japan works. And how will the rest of Asia respond? Japan doesn't act alone. Any shift in its defense posture is closely watched by neighbors. Relations with South Korea remain sensitive, especially when historical issues resurface. A more assertive Japan could strain ties if not handled carefully. China has already warned against steps it sees as destabilizing. Any move toward constitutional revision or expanded military roles will likely draw close scrutiny. At the same time, Japan's alliance with the United States could deepen further, especially if leaders in Washington push for stronger cooperation. Japan's choices could calm the region or make tensions sharper. And this could lead to 3 different scenarios. The first one is leading to a stronger and more confident Japan. Reforms move forward smoothly. Defense capabilities grow with public support. The economy adapts to long-term pressures. Japan takes on a clearer leadership role in regional security. Supporters see stability and preparedness as the reward. The second one is leading to a divided Japan. Public protests grow louder. Civil groups challenge new laws. Relations with neighbors become strained. Political tension increases at home. In this future, strength abroad creates friction within society. And last one, lead to a careful, gradual change. Facing pushback, the government slows down. Reforms happen step by step. Big shifts are softened or delayed. Change still comes, just more quietly. Every path begins with the same moment, this election. Japan has given Sanae Takaichi historic power. What happens next depends on how she uses it and how the public responds. The supermajority is real. The future it creates is still open.